Good evening. Welcome to Simpler Futures Free Market Update, Wednesday, June 1st. So first of the month here. It's a short week, and we have non-farm payroll this week and at the end of the week. Now that's kind of interesting, actually. Look at where the 382 retrace of this whole break. By the way, I've got that fib in blue so you can kind of distinguish it from this other one that we're going to talk about in a minute. But from the last kind of major swing high, 4,600, down to this 382, retrace on the weekly, which is the 3,800 level. From there, we were kind of looking, we were talking about maybe looking for a little melt up, and this definitely followed through to the upside. But look at where it spent like the last couple of days right here. That was the price that this thing was trading on the first Friday of May, which was the non-farm payroll Friday. And here we are heading into a payroll report, what would be, I guess, the 3rd of June. And we're trading essentially the same price. Kind of crazy. But all right, so here's what we got. The big break from 46 down to 3,800. That was a 382 retrace, and we're looking for maybe a little melt up, targeting that 382 level right there, which is the non-farm payroll, and then we want it up into 4220. Now we haven't been there yet, but I still am holding out for the idea that I'm still holding out for the idea that it's going to trade that. So let me show you. This is what I prepare in the. Well, let's not do that. I'll show you that on a fib basis, the top to the bottom of the break there, this 4220, as you can see labeled there is the half back. That's also the point of control for all of this block of trade right there that was basically April the 25th through May the 5th, that kind of trade sideways there for that couple of weeks prior to breaking down. And then just above that was the value area high for this block of trade, and that's 4260. So what I would be interested in is this. We have a low for the week here on Wednesday, and how many times have we seen this? We get the high or low for a week on a Wednesday, and it's a very, very, very tough call to make. It almost sounds crazy when you're doing it at, on a down day like this, right? But what is the big down day here? I mean, we came from 3,800 by 4,200 during the Globex session of the start of the week when it was a holiday, and it's started to come back in. So I marked from the low of the move to that 4,200 level, and the weekly pivot here is 4065, and the 382 retrace is like 4055. So basically, with its being down like it was today, I could make an argument for we could allow it to come in just a little bit more, not much. I mean, basically right in there at like 4060, 4050, 4060 or 4055. I mean, really, really, really right there, close. And hold. And since the low for the week was here on a Wednesday, we don't want to really have in mind chasing this largely to the downside here on a Wednesday, but yet let it. We were looking for a low today at 4065 in the trade room, but it only traded like 72 or something on the low. Come in here just a little bit, round up, and over the course of the next couple of days, and Thursday, Friday, I want to see it. If it can rotate up higher, and the target on that would be 4220, and a possibility of going ahead and maybe making a 4260 while it's at it. 4220 and 60 are the two levels up here. It's a POC on that group of trade and a value area high right up there. But in order to do that, really, we need to see the low of this needs to be pretty much in. From the 38s by the 42s, we get a 382 retrace at, like I say, right there at like 40.50. Low of the day was at about 70, 1.5 or 2 or something today. This is really, really close to what I want to see the low of this be. Rotate up, targets 42.20, 42.60. And then, we'll go from there. If we can start to, first of all, we'll see if that part even works. And then if so, start to look for any signs of, the bid being absorbed up here and sort of topping so that we can make a case for trying to then start to target lower again after that. That's pretty much it. That's what I got for right now. There's one little thing that I don't even know if it's worth really talking about, but last week when we were looking at this for the turn for the melt up, this was still an inside range candle at that time. It's still a very tightly wound, modest, small range, inside range candle. That ended up not being the case. It ended up being a full-fledged, break to the upside here, breakout to the upside, and not finishing as an inside range. That takes away. It doesn't obviously impair the bullish nature of the expected kind of markup from their melt up, but it does take away my little trade setup. And with that little trade setup, had we gotten it, I know what I've been looking for, and that would have been a couple of the consecutive weeks of just, stair-stepping a little bit higher before basically finishing a little bear flag that would roll. We'll see how this develops. It's interesting that we didn't get to finish with that inside week. That does take away a little trade setup that I thought that I had ID'd there. It would have given me a feel for the expectation of a couple of weeks and then, the roll. But I just have to take it one day at a time like everybody else and, see where we're at for right now. As of right now, from the top of the move to the bottom of the break, the halfback is 42.20. There's a value area high back in there at like 42.60. And we'll monitor this if we can even get there. That's the objective. We can even get there for some absorbing of the bid so that we can start to identify the idea for our opportunity, rather, for this thing to roll soon thereafter. That's where we're at. That's all I got. Hopefully it helps, and you guys have a good trade nice evening, and look forward to being with you again at the next update. Good night.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency. It's one of the things that won me